1600, right? 100 more.
Yeah. This is definitely doing this.
Figure it out tonight? Yeah, probably.
Okay, you know what? I don't think that one great at all.
I didn't know that they,
Oh, you gave her a hard copy.
what sense they did. They went far.
Oh, really? I got all these questions right. Just right on your head.
And then you back?
Yeah.
That's good. Nice.
What'd you get?
I didn't get my back.
I don't think she graded mine.
Really?
You feel good about terms?
Yeah.
Is okay? That's putting up the last couple for us. Right, we're chapter 8. It's action packed. So we know what we have, right? We have podium presentations. We know we're going to need the DBQ packets or green packets. Everybody has those. Many of your essay cheat sheets. You've already been through the bookcase, right? You've gotten things back. Anything that needs to come in should end up there. And don't forget, sign up for pizza. Tomorrow's one big lunch group, right? We're all in together. Everybody remembers that, right? Okay, so if you need pizza for that, make sure you sign up. Okay, podium presentations. We know there's some people that still have to go. You know who you are. So we'll go through that like we always do. And we'll workshop the DBQs, all right, and try to prepare, make ourselves cheat sheets for tomorrow's in-class lesson. Everybody okay? All right. And again, we know it's best use of the time would be to organize the argument and then see where the documents fit inside the argument. You have to use all but 2. Okay? Any questions? You guys ready for podium? All right. Who wants to be first?
Okay. So, first question was about the War of 1812 and how it stimulated the national economy. And I said that it stimulated the national economy with advances in manufacturing, transportation, and political decisions like the second bank and the tariffs. There was a wide variety of state notes being provided after the war because of the disorganization, and that created a currency problem because the value of the notes depended upon the reliability of the bank. So they created the Second National Bank because of that. Also, the war had cut off imports, which helped the internal manufacturing. It increased the number of looms from 8,000 to 13,000, or 80,000 to 130,000 cotton spindles over, I think, an 8-year period or something, from 1807 to 1850. Okay. And Lowell also developed the first loom that spun and wove at the same time, or in the same factory. In 1816, a tariff was placed to protect against the low price of British imports, and that helped to stimulate more internal manufacturing and domestic consumption of goods. And manufacturers still needed transport since there was more domestic trade. They needed transport between the colonies so that they could get the raw materials to make stuff and then transport their goods to the markets. And the way that the government who solved the transportation issue solved this was to create the national road with the revenue from land sales. And also, like, the turnpike, Pennsylvania Turnpike was funded privately by Pennsylvania, and they eventually were flowing with traffic. And steamboats, while they were not directly caused by the war, like the increase in use of them was not directly caused by the war, but there was an increase in them in the time period, and they helped carry goods up the Mississippi and Ohio rivers. And Calhoun and Madison both wanted more roads, but Madison wanted an amendment for it, and Calhoun wanted to he just wrote up a quick bill, and on his last day in office, Madison rejected it because he felt that it would be better done under a constitutional amendment because it wasn't within their power. prices and like more of a boom bust like system with the economy there.
Comment also the War of 1812 weakened the threats from native tribes westward. So you can mention how, you know, plantations were able to move westward and make more cotton or the fur and trapping industries.
So as far as a thesis in there,
Yeah, that's
just revisit it for me.
okay. The War of 1812 stimulated the national economy with advancements in manufacturing and transportation, as well as political decisions such as a second national bank and credit terms.
That's good, pretty thorough. My question for the group then, in terms of comparing, contrasting, getting ready for an essay, is were there drawbacks to the economic impact of the War of 1812?
Yeah, so that ultimately led to the economic troubles as seen in the Panic of 1819.
Panic. Excellent. Anybody else? So a couple people. Sharita, Gavel.
Didn't like the protective tariff like affect farmers because the prices were too high? Were they upset about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Did prices on what in particular impacted farmers?
Cotton cloth, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And also that contributed to sectionalism because the southern agrarian farmers versus the commercial northern cities.
Good digging. Yeah.
After the war, when like trades and markets were opened up to foreign like entities, the British flooded the markets with cheap goods, which really destroyed the economy because when was used to be reliance on like intercontinental trade and trade within the states, the goods would be higher in price than those away, so like from foreign, so it like it hurt the economy.
And that leads us to that tug of war of the protective tariff, right? Yeah.
I'd also just like to mention that flood of cheap goods wasn't a result of cheaper British manufacturing per se, but it was a purposeful attempt to destroy the American economy because there was the one part that said, let's send the first load cheap or whatever to Parliament. I don't know where.
Prices were artificially low?
It said,
Oh, yeah, because they were okay with incurring a loss on the first shipment over if it
Yeah.
would mean that they would dominate the economy at that point.
English leader explained to Parliament it is well worthwhile to incur a loss upon the first exportation order by the Gulf to stifle in the cradle those rising manufacturers in the United States. The infant industries cried out for protection against these tactics, arguing they need time to grow strong enough to withstand foreign competition.
So the price has nothing to do with the market, right? The price is a strategy.
Yeah.
Negatively impacting the American market. Good. All right, that was my last question. Nice job. Who wants in second?